Hi everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters.
Welcome to the ARTyRV Glass Studio tonight. It's the live stream, it's glass night, and it's stained glass Q&A.
And it's Monday.
And it's Monday. And we're here. And it's 7 o'clock, and we're so happy to see you guys.
Yeah, welcome everybody. We got a full room of chatters tonight. That's great. Glad to see everybody tuning in. Some of us are a little cold, some of us are a little warm. Like us right here, we're right in the middle, so we're kind of comfortable today.
A lot of you are getting yourselves ready for upcoming shows and things. If you're in your studio working, welcome to the Glass Chat.
That's right.
If you have any
stay
questions,
busy. We won't interrupt you, but if you have a question, let us know. Don't forget, put a Q in the chat so that Barbara makes it easy for Barbara to find it, and we know that it's a question, and we can go from there.
Yeah, it sounds good. We have a great night tonight. I'm sure we'll have lots of good questions. Ed's got a nice glass demo set up, and he's going to be sharing some glass with you guys. And then following the live stream, we have a little video.
That's right. We got a premiere tonight at 8:02 p.m.
And the video is kind of like a week in the life of
what we do.
Short, in 9 minutes, if you can believe that. But the first 2 minutes are about Ed's stained glass project and how it's progressing at that point. And then we go into glass blowing and how we make our glass. How we heat, how a simple glass bowl was made from start to finish. So it's step by step by step.
Right. Because you all know this time of year we're really busy making our Christmas ornaments, of course, that we ship all over the country during the holiday season. But we also have time to do some other things, and our classes, of course, are full from now to the holidays. But we're teaching classes, even though they're full. We're still teaching.
Yeah, we're still teaching classes. So I hope you enjoy
great.
that video and stick around. It goes. The premiere starts at 8. You'll have about 2 minutes before it starts.
You can run down the hall, run back down the hall, jump in the living room, roll over the couch, and get ready.
If you miss anything, you can watch it
again. You can always watch it on the rerun. And you guys, speaking of reruns, those of you that are watching us back in the Waynes, we just want to say hello. Thank you for joining the ARTyRV channel, and we appreciate you guys as well. Thank you.
Yeah, if you're watching on the rerun, remember we're here every Monday night at 7 o'clock, but you can watch the rerun 24 hours a day or just listen on the podcast.
That's right, and it's Eastern time, guys, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're here every Monday night live.
Okay, we have a question from Carol.
Okay. Hey, Carol. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
In foil wrapping, do narrow solder lines create weak pieces or wider solder lines stronger?
Well, the wider joints, they're a little bit stronger, but what you want to keep in mind is that when you make wide joints, then you use more solder, and that in turn creates you having to use more solder, which I prefer to use the very narrowest line that I can and still make it look nice, which is typically 2 pieces of either 7/32 foil or 3/16 foil. Typically 3/16 foil, Carol, on lamps is a good size because you want that very narrow bead, and you still get the strength because, of course, your lamps are wired in tandem to stay together. But you can also use small foil in larger windows as well, because if you've taken the time to draw some really intricate pieces of glass in your window, then you want to definitely show them off by using the narrowest foil that will exemplify those pieces of glass that you've cut for that particular area. So the answer to that would be you can use yes and no. You can use any size foil that you want. Just remember, unless you're getting into really big windows, if you're just doing, 8 by 10s, 10 by 12s, 16 by 20s, all of those, you can use pretty much any size foil you'd like on that, Carol. So.
Yeah, the wider foil is going to add more weight, so keep that in mind.
It's going to add more weight, and you're going to use more materials.
Yeah.
So. And it's going to be wider. So, I mean, if you're looking for if you need that, that's fine. But keep in mind, if you have to go for a wide bead, then maybe look at using lead cane for that process because it's already there. and all you have to solder are the joints rather than the entire thing. So think about maybe using cane in that area, because you can mix them.
Okay, Deb has a question. Why is my patina going white after time?
It's you're not getting the it's oxidizing the wax. You're waxing it, but you're not getting rid of all the wax when you're cleaning it. So the wax is what's turning white. It's oxidizing.
Yeah, over time you're just going to have to buff it up. Just get it, buff it up, and put it back.
Yeah, because if you get moisture behind the wax, it's going to turn white. Mm-hmm. So after a while, it's going to happen anyway, because the wax is just like on your car. The wax is going to turn loose, and you're going to have to wax it again, clean it, and what have you. So it's not something that's uncommon. It's just that you just have to do it periodically to your pieces. That's all.
Okay, Lena and Les are
hey guys
back are back in the land of the living post COVID. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're well.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are okay. Good to hear it.
So we have people from all over the country here tonight. I think this is
we had some people in this weekend that were from Walterboro.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, we have some friends down in Lando, and they're like, oh yeah, in Roundo.
Linda asks why my lead is cold. I have a heater in my garage. Lead has trouble bending. Lead has trouble. I don't know.
Well, it's cold, huh? Shouldn't.
You sure it's not zinc?
Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be hard to bend, especially if anytime.
Yeah, anytime really. So, once you stretch your lead should do anything you want. It doesn't matter what the temperature is. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't matter anyway. I mean, I don't have that problem.
MB Volker, question. We did our first craft show selling stained glass Christmas ornaments this weekend. Thanks to you guys, we were successful despite the rain and chill. Yay.
Way to go,
man.
Good
for you.
Good for y'all. Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. And that's really kind of you to say that. So.
Well, great. That's good. Good to hear.
That's good. And remember, use your imaginations.
Yeah. So you probably got a lot of good feedback from your customers, and now you know what direction you should be going, what items you should be making,
and what
were their favorite items, their favorite colors. So it really tells you a lot when you get out there and talk to your customers.
Yeah, if you're out there in front of them, it doesn't matter what the weather is. If you've got something that they want, you're going to find out an awful lot about them, and they're going to buy your materials.
Michelle asks, how do you cut cane without messing up the ends? Is it easy to straighten the corners out?
Oh, you shouldn't be messing up the ends when you cut the cane.
Do you have your lead nippers?
I have my lead nippers. I'll have to get some lead. Let me see if I have any lead here, because there's a very specific way you use your lead nippers, and there's a very specific way that you cut lead. But my lead rack's just right out here in the hallway. Let me see what I got here.
I just want to say hi to Texas Tom. I haven't had a chance to say hi in person or on live stream. I think we've talked on Facebook. The chat has said hi a couple times.
Yeah. Hey, Texas Tom. I'm going to step away from the camera, y'all. I'm going to go get us a piece of lead. I got my lead nipper. It might be easier for you to go. But watch Miss Mary. She's sound asleep.
Okay. I'll go.
There you go.
You want me to go right out there?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Please.
Probably should go and sing.
Yeah, so hey, Barb's going to grab us a piece of lead. We're going to do a crash course on cutting cane and see if we can't eliminate the question of how come your ends are messed up on your lead. Because though there are two sides of your lead nippers, the one side is used that puts a perfect miter on both sides, like that, and then the other side puts a very flat and definite. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I don't think it matters, does it?
No, it doesn't matter.
You need a fit or something. Flatten.
We're good. I straightened it out.
Okay.
We're good. Okay, so hey, Barb went and got us some lead. So she's brought us some 1/4-inch lead, which is fairly stiff. And then she's brought us some 3/16 lead. So here we go. We're going to, Barb, let's do the close-up camera. And let's talk a little bit about lead. And we'll be right, we're right here. I guess we're right there below MB Volker. That's where we'll start. Because Michelle, isn't Michelle? It says question, how to easy cut a straight line on lead. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right, so I'm on my white paper here. I have my lead nippers. And so a lot of times, I'm gonna show it like this. Sometimes people will try and cut lead like that, and this is what it leaves. Can they see that, Barb? Here. So the flat side of your lead nippers, if you cut your lead like this, you get a perfectly square edge. If you need to miter it, you can miter it with that. Now, if you put this end of of your lead nippers on the lead, this is what it does. It puts a 45 on each side of the tip of the lead. Most of the time, I will take my piece of lead and I'll bend it a little bit and I'll cut it, and I will enjoy that miter right up against that piece of lead right there, just like that. Okay? So if you're trying to cut your lead like that from the top to the bottom, please don't do that. You cut your lead side to side, just like that. And if you cut it with the set of the lead nippers that's curved, you're going to get a 45-degree angle on each end. So you can take that like that. You can take that like that, and that will line up as a 45, just like that.
So that's if you cut it with the curve to the inside.
If you cut it with the curve facing you. Most of the time, you need to cut it with the flat edge of the lead nippers facing
down so they can see
you, just like that. See?
There you go. That's
you
nice.
Just cut it off.
There you go, guys.
And it doesn't do anything to that end but make it pretty so that you can use it in your cane window. So I hope that helps you out a lot. And it's very simple. And the other thing, here's the other thing. As Michelle asked the question. Here's the other thing, Michelle. If you don't have a pair of my Lepinette lead nippers, you need to go ahead and go to the website and order a pair, because they will do the trick on your lead, and it's what Ed uses, and I don't use anything else but these.
And we have them in stock.
And we have them in stock, that's right.
Okay, question. Let's see. I've seen a lot of folks including china pieces. Can it be cut with a glass cutter, a wet saw, a ring saw? Can it be foiled and soldered in the same fashion as the stained glass? Thank you.
Well, if we did that kind of work, we would have an exact answer for you. But here's the thing. It's porcelain or pottery. You can cut it with any kind of saw because it's no different than the tile in your bathroom. If you want to attach it with copper foil, go right ahead, because there's probably no reason why it can't be attached with copper foil.
What you're going to find with the china is that it is thicker than our 1/8-inch glass. So you're going to have to use either find a china. Well, I take that back. Some of the china that's porcelain is thin like glass. Yeah. So if you're working with the thinner glass, it'll work real good. But keep in mind, it's going to be thicker in some places, so you're going to have to use thicker copper foil.
And you're going to have to clean it differently too.
Yeah, I don't know how the china pieces foil.
How the foil sticks to it.
I know how the glass foils, because, cut glass and plates and stuff like that, but not sure about the china. And yes, you can cut it with a wet saw and a ring saw.
You can do all that, but
and it can be soldered. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I just think the cleaning process of the glaze on the clay or the porcelain is going to be, you're going to need to use an alcohol or an acetone, something like that, to make sure that you kind of make sure that there's no oil whatsoever on that glaze, because that foil will not stick.
Yeah, you'll have to play with
Yeah.
it and, do some research. But that's not something we do, so we don't have a whole lot of experience, although we have done a little bit here and there. And I have a friend that does it, so, or used to do it.
That's right. I forgot.
At the,
yeah, I
at
forgot
the
about
festival,
her.
yeah.
That's
She
right.
did some really pretty things. If you use, this is from Michelle, if you use lead nippers, how to do the lead shears?
Well, you can, if you use lead nippers are a plier. Your lead shears are how you cut your pattern out to get prepared to use came on that particular window, or you use a light box to cut your glass with. So the lead nippers, they have absolutely nothing to do with the lead shears. The lead shears, if you're going to do cane work and you're going to cut your pattern out like you do with the razor blade trick for your copper foil, then you're going to need lead shears. Or you can also thicken the razor blade trick by twice, and that'll do your lead for you. But the lead nippers are only for cutting lead. They have nothing to do with your pattern.
Okay. Great demo on the lead nippers, Ed. That Ray said that sent that.
Oh, thanks, Ray.
Michelle said, thank you for clarifying. Lena said she couldn't find heat-resistant gloves on the website. They're on the Amazon page, and I think it's under, what would it be under?
Tools and
Soldering?
gadgets, soldering stuff. Yeah, Lena, it's under the soldering page on our Amazon storefront, right?
Yeah, I think it's on the soldering page, Lena. On the soldering tools on the Amazon page. But it's there, and I think it might be in two places. One in the toolbox and one in the stained glass tools. So, if you can't find it, I can post it.
Yeah,
and then I'll check it. If
Yeah,
you
'cause,
can't find it, let me know, and I'll repost it.
we started using 600-degree gloves just to open the furnace on the
Yeah, they
on the
work
door.
really good.
And to open the annealer.
I use them for the kiln. Yeah, I use them for the kiln.
Just to,
you
open
use
the
them
door,
for the
not reach
door-
in there and
for
grab
the,
stuff.
For the
Annealer.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, yeah, for the annealer.
Taylor's using them to open the
Yeah.
door. Yeah.
Let's see. I saw something Shaz wrote. I love how Ed refers to himself. How does he refer to
How I
himself?
refer-
I don't know what he says. Myself? I don't know. Tell me, because I'm so used to it, I don't recognize what you're talking about. Shaz, right? Tell me what he says. Okay. Or I can watch the rerun. Okay. Ed has mentioned, this is I Am Alan.
Oh,
Ed
hey,
has mentioned,
Alan.
Hi, I Am Alan. Ed has mentioned he prefers not to use patina on lead and will let it age naturally. If you don't use patina on solder, what will it look like when it ages? Similar?
It looks very similar. It's duller, and the polishing of the lead patinas the lead, and it also kind of patinas the solder. And I take advantage of the fact that I'm using black paint pigment in my glazing compound, and so what that does is it ages the lead and the solder at the same time while I'm polishing and cleaning it. And then eventually what happens is the lead and the solder will both age so that they're like a really pretty pewter. I never see any difference in the two as my windows age. They really look, I guess it's the time I take to polish them and clean them up and make them look the same. The solder and the lead look the same color. So I guess that's the reason. I Am Alan, I really never thought about it, but I don't, because here's the thing, if you use patina on your solder, then you're going to have all these black dots everywhere, as opposed to just letting everything go natural. And now if you use zinc, what you'll find is you get these brown spots around the solder that are on the zinc. It's like little rust spots of oxidation on the zinc, and that really looks bad. So that's why I'm not a big fan of using zinc on windows for sure. But yeah, anyway, so that's my my theory about why I don't need to use the patina, because I spend enough time polishing and cleaning that everything looks the same. I am Alan, and thanks for tuning in tonight, buddy. That's a good question.
Okay, Cat St. Jane said you can't. Just wanted to remind the newcomers that you can't use nippers on zinc. Just keep that in mind if you have a zinc.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Yeah, you definitely don't want to use lead nippers on your zinc. You can use. It's always best to take advantage and buy a small bandsaw for your shop. The only bandsaw I have in my shop isn't for cutting glass. I have a bandsaw that I use for cutting zinc and big pieces of lead that I need a really long, skinny miter on, things like that. But yeah, so.
Let's see. Is there Anita wants to know, is there a hard rule of thumb to go by to know when to use foil and when to use lead?
That is personal preference, Anita, and that's a good question, but it's personal preference. A lot of times, people will bring in a copper foil window to me to be repaired, and I'll be thinking to myself, wow, they could have used cane on this. It would have been a lot easier. But so, it's personal preference. There are a lot of really good cane workers out there, and there are a lot of really good foil workers out there. And the two of those processes mixed together even makes a more beautiful window than you ever could imagine.
Val wants to know, how about cutting lead cane with a knife if you don't have nippers?
Well, cutting the lead cane with a knife is
Lead.
a lead knife. You cut it with a lead knife, but if you have to miter it, what I've found is if you'll take a single edge razor blade and put it on the top of the lead, and then take your tack hammer and just drive it like a wedge right down the lead, it'll help you miter it too. Because trying to get a miter really good, unless your lead knife is extremely sharp, is going to be really hard. But the lead knives do the trick, and they work really well. However, if it's not sharp, it's like a dull knife. It'll cut you instead of you cutting it.
You have to make sure it's sharp and don't cut yourself. So Shaz Ray she said you say like Ed does. Do like Ed does. Or you can do like Ed does. I love it. Okay.
Okay, well, I didn't even know I said that. Thanks, I appreciate it. Now I got a complex, Shaz Ray.
Now he has to get a t-shirt.
Now I got to get a t-shirt like Ed said.
Okay. A.K. Martinez.
Oddly enough, we have a weatherman around here that
he says that.
He says that. That's what Ed said.
That's what Ed said, yeah. A.K. Martinez asks.
Hey, I hope you're doing well. It's glad to have you back tonight.
Question. They've been seeing a number of kilns for sale at multiple estate sales lately. Wondering what you would think a good price would be for a used kiln, both regular and digital, is either better.
Well, if you can, because all of the digital information is online, you can Google it and you can download any program that you want or any way to operate that program. So, but the main thing I think I would look for, AK, is top fired kiln. Because if you're going to be doing glass, a top fire kiln is always better to use with glass than a side fired kiln. But if you can pick them up pretty reasonable, the side fire kiln, all you do is bring your temperature up much more slowly, as opposed to a even heat or a across the top heating element. So, and a good, I don't know what a good price would be. Somewhere between $500 and $1,000, because kilns are several $1,000s for the larger ones. And like I had a gentleman the other week just trying to sell us one of the big oval Gen Can kilns, and to me, they're only worth what I want to pay for it. And the same for you, AK. That kiln is only worth what you want to give them for it, not what they want. Because right now it's a burden to them, and they got to move it. Make them an offer and walk away with a deal, probably.
I would think about what what your electricity
Needs
capacity,
would be, yeah.
your electricity capacity is at where you're going to install it. And if that doesn't matter, if you can install what you need, it doesn't matter. But think about that, because you don't want to buy something too big if you can't run it.
Yeah.
And then when you open the kiln, if all of the elements are attached and it looks nice and clean,
They're not hanging out,
and there's no glass all inside the kiln like something exploded, you should be okay. And keep in mind, the larger kilns, just the controller is worth about $400.
Right, at a minimum. That they
At a
started
minimum.
that. Yeah.
So you'll find a good deal. Just
And remember, they're the ones that are going to have to move it if you don't take it home with you. So make them an offer.
Yeah, but don't hurt their feelings too
No,
much.
don't hurt their feelings, but tell them that you realize what they have. But
Yeah.
it's awful heavy.
They'll probably tell you all about it and what they've done and everything like that. So, if it's clean, if it looks good, it's a good deal. $500 is the deal.
And a top fire kiln is, I always say, far better than a side fire kiln. If you're doing glass, yes.
Okay. I am Alan said, I figured it had something to do with elbow grease.
Yeah, it did.
Right.
It's a lot of work, but using that glazing compound, everything just kind of mulls over and makes everything the same color.
Really,
It's
works
pretty.
good. Anita says, I have a window with a 3/16 inch lead frame. Is there any tricks you know of how to make a frame easily for it? Yeah, we have a couple videos on that.
Thank you, Barb.
If you'll just go to the long view videos and type in
Ed would go to the framing it video.
the framing it video, and then we have another video that talks about
Yeah.
framing. So I believe there's 2 or 3 of them on there.
we
So you
would.
can Google that.
Hey, everybody, take a second and give Ray a thumbs up. He's working hard tonight. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
We appreciate it. Tell Susie hello for us.
And also, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Sunshine Glass.
Yeah, we want to thank Sunshine Glass for being a sponsor of the ARTyRV channel. And they have been a sponsor for over a year now. And thank you so much, Sunshine. And remember, when you need hand tools, copper foil, any of those things that you use all the time, along with your glass, give Sunshine a call and they'll be happy to help you out. Thanks again, Sunshine. And thank you, our ARTyRV viewers.
Okay, a couple more questions. Carol asks, when cutting your pattern for a copper foil piece, how much space is the minimum between pieces?
Well, Carol, we all strive to be very proficient at our cutting. So the answer to that would be pretty much nothing.
No, nothing.
Nothing. You have very, very little tiny gaps in between the two pieces. Once everything is fit together and nothing goes outside your lines, top to bottom and left to right, there shouldn't be too big of a gap or any gap at all. You may find you'll have some gaps on some inside curves or maybe some outside curves, but we all strive to be very proficient. And gaps are just something we try to avoid, and it is always best not to have them rather than to have them.
So you really strive for no gaps, but it's impossible not to have any gaps.
Well,
But
yeah,
I do know some people that they don't have any.
Like I said, there are copper foil people out there, and a lot of our viewers are part of them that are just so good at cutting glass and being very proficient.
You'd swear they had no gaps, but I'm sure
I'm sure they do
once
too,
in a
because
while.
they don't, when they send us the pictures, they don't show us the gaps.
JC wants to know, I've had a couple people it's not a question. He's had a couple people tell him using a ring saw is cheating instead of gaining skill to cut pieces accurately. You need both.
JC, right. You need both.
both.
Let me tell you something. When I was little, my father had a scroll saw. And we all know what a scroll saw is. It's very similar to your bandsaw that you use, and except the blade oscillated up and down. Well, I learned to become very proficient at making little wooden figurines with that scroll saw. And as you learn to use your you're going to find that it's also going to help you in your designing of things. It's going to help because you're probably not going to want to do that curve again. It's going to help you in a lot of different ways. And, you know, just because Ed doesn't use a bandsaw or any kind of a cutting mechanism but his hands, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. Every studio should have every means at their access so that they can do what it is that they enjoy doing. So
and
it doesn't matter if it's a saw or not.
Achieve the vision that you have for your glass.
Enjoy it, man.
How can you be cheating? You'd be cheating yourself if you didn't use it.
Yeah. Well, okay. You know, they can...
They're just jealous.
Well, yeah, maybe they didn't have the $500 or $600 that you did to get a saw.
Keep going, JC.
Don't worry about it, JC. Don't look back, man. Just keep going forward.
Okay. Julie says, does the solder joint have more of a tendency to come loose when using zinc?
Well, actually, if you put it in a door or something, yeah, because zinc is rigid. And the action in a door will actually break the solder joints. They'll end up folding. They'll break on one side, and then eventually they'll fold and fail on the other side. So, yeah, zinc is, because it's not rigid, because it is rigid as opposed to lead that flexes a little bit. Yeah, the zinc joints will come apart sooner rather than later. But only in a big window. If you guys are just, if you're just talking about something small,
if it's getting a lot of this at the door, you know, close and open and close, it's not, it doesn't move as much.
Yeah, it's just like, it's too rigid. Solid.
The solder flexes and the zinc doesn't. That's what the difference is.
Yeah, so like I use 50-50 solder on it because you need a little bit of flex. The 60-40 is a little stiffer because of the tin that's in it. And so you need that flex, but the zinc is rigid. So now you have soft and hard, and they're working against each other. So, all right, guys. Thanks for all those thumbs up for Ray.
Yeah, thumbs up for Ray. Carol wants to know, can you show us an example of a piece of both lead and cane with both lead and cane foil? It's in our playlist, the Merle's Inlet project.
The Snug Harbor, right?
Yeah, in the Snug Harbor window. And it's actually titled Lead and Copper Foil Window together. So I think it's maybe the 4th or 5th video down in that playlist. So you'll find that there. Yeah,
yeah. So we used foil and lead in this first section, phase 1 of these windows. And we'll probably be using it again because what we have now in the phase 2 of the windows, the cast net, the cast net guy is too defined not to copper foil him into the window. So,
someone asked about markers that don't wash away when grinding. We use Sharpies. We don't have to grind through the line, so we don't worry about that. But there are people on here that know the trick to keep the line on the glass.
So you put your mark your glass, and then you run chapstick around the edge.
And there's all kinds of little tricks.
There's all kinds of little tricks, but I think one of them was chapstick, wasn't it, Warren? I thought it was hilarious.
Like you guys chime in and help.
Chime in. What makes your marker stick to the glass while you're grinding?
What do you use to keep your lines on there?
Right.
I think we are ready to go to glass chat.
Okay.
So you want me to do a close-up, Kent?
Yeah, well, what we're doing, let me show this. We got the glass in for the... Last week I shared a piece of blue with them. That was a ripple and a little bit different blue, but we're working on the wave windows now, Barb.
Right.
And so I've got a couple of different blues that have come in, and they're all different textures, and they're all going to be doing different things.
And this is different than the one we show in the video coming up. We got a really pretty blue coming up and a really pretty green. Then, like I said, we go to the glass blowing.
So this is a Whiz mic as well.
Okay.
And it's a medium blue, okay, but it has the texture of an AQ, which it's aqua. It's just a water texture. And I want you to see this. There it is. Can you see that, Barb?
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to go to close up? Would that be
No,
better?
let me. I'm just trying to. Yeah, try the close up camera. Let me show the back of this.
If I put white, no.
No, let me show the back. Try the close up camera and see if that. Okay. There it is. You see that? There it is. See the texture on this, y'all? There it is. And it almost like a matte finish. This is gonna look so good as water in this new window that we're doing that has waves cresting out into as you're sitting there taking a bath. Ha! You got a wave pressing over your head. So, but you know what? We had a couple questions this week and that just came in, and they're may not be viewing us all the time, but they are viewers. And two questions this week came in that I looked at, and they were all about cutting iridescent glass. That they were really worried. They didn't know which side of the iridescent glass to cut on, and so I grabbed a piece of iridescent glass, and the side you cut on is the iridescent side, y'all. This is the side that you cut on. Let me turn around and just grab a pair of pliers out of my shoe box. It's a good thing I'm not grabbing a pair of shoes, but I have shoes on, so here we go. So when you're scoring this, and I'm using a square, y'all see that? I'm using my square, and you can see that this piece of glass is definitely not square. So, but we're going to square it up because two things. We don't want to throw it away, and we're going to show you how to cut the iridescent glass. So we're going to start up here, and we're coming off, and now we're just going to take our running pliers, just like that. So sometime now, if you're grinding this on your grinder, and you have a grinder bit that's way too coarse for what you're trying to do, you will chip this. But you won't chip it enough. You won't chip it enough to where the copper foil won't cover it. But I want you to remember, you have to cut your iridescent glass on the iridescent side. And then you'll also, because this is a white, so you're not going to hear it. And remember, just because you don't hear your score, don't push harder. Don't change the pressure from start to finish. Make sure that you're paying attention to what's going on with the pressure, and you will ease right through just about any cut that you put your mind to. So it's important not to change your pressure. Now, for a treat tonight, everybody, for your Christmas holiday pleasure, here we go. Just like I told you, I was going to bring a piece of this up for you. And I'm going to share it with you because I have quite a bit of it.
But he's not going to cut it.
But I'm not going to cut it. So
even if it's out of square, we're not going to square it.
Okay, so you know what this is, right? It's cranberry iridescent, y'all. Merry Christmas to everybody. Look at that.
That's gorgeous.
Is this beautiful?
It is pretty.
And that's fair.
That's okay.
A square foot. 12 by 12. Iridized. Bullseye. Cranberry pink, y'all.
Thank you, Ed.
That should make everyone out there in our YouTube land just smile, because that piece of glass is just so pretty you can't even stand it. Look at that. Even Mary likes it, and she doesn't even know what it is. Isn't that pretty?
I have another question, Carol. I think we confused Carol, or I confused Carol a little bit, and I do have so
what happened?
Carol said when cutting the glass, there's no need for space for the foil. If there's no gap, then the parts get pushed out.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Carol.
I'm sorry, Carol.
Yeah, use the razor blade trick. That'll cut your pattern out for you. Or you'll want to use your foil, your pattern shears. So
we were talking about after it's foiled, then you put it together.
Should there be any gaps? No, there shouldn't.
There should be.
But yeah, so your foil shears will help you in aid you in getting getting that gap that you need in between the two pieces so that your window doesn't grow. She probably just has to go potty.
Okay.
So.
All right.
But
A few
she's
more
being
minutes,
good,
baby.
and
A
then
few more minutes.
so
A few
yeah,
more
Miss
minutes.
Mary's good, and I want to thank y'all for I want to thank Barbara for reminding me
What?
that I had a note here that said get some cranberry iridescent to share with everyone tonight.
Yeah.
So and then we do have some blue iridescent glass. We also have red iridescent, not just bullseye, but we have regular red iridescent glass. And so those things, they're like pickup only. But if you need some red iridescent glass to work with, or blue for the holidays, just let us know and come on by and pick it up because we have it.
Okay, if you
It's
have
a limited supply, but we do have it.
what glass? Yes.
The iridescent glass. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have an iridescent. We have the
I have
cherry,
some
the
blue.
151 red,
I have some
and
blue. We have a little. Do we have white? I don't know.
I have a little bit of white iridescent.
that.
Just
That's
that. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But anyway, it's all good, and if it's something that you need, let us know. And I will sell the cranberry bullseye with the iridescent, but I just didn't want to cut it up because that would be an expensive strip of glass.
Yeah, I think we made some things out of some last year, but
We did. We made some ornaments, I think.
trees and things. Okay, if you have a question, put it in the chat with a Q.
There you go. Ray said he uses. There's a product that Ray uses to keep his marks on his glass for his grinder.
When he uses the ring saw. Okay. I'll put it on the Amazon page, Ray, when I
Marks Day. Cool.
Mark's
That's
Day.
awesome.
Thank you, Ray. Okay, Mark's Day 2. If you have a question, just put it in the chat with a Q. Julie has a question. Julie Graves asks, do you use one-piece cardboard for foil and 2 for lead for razor blade trick?
Yeah, actually, Julia, let's see. When you fold the cardboard in half, that's your cane. I mean, that's your foil, and then fold that in half again. Then that would be your lead. Yes. And then, when you tape it together, just pull it down and see if it leaves what you need. Because that gap should be just a tiny bit less than a 1/16 of an inch for your cane, Julie, for your cane.
Texas Tom says he uses hairspray if he doesn't want his pattern to come off. That's a good idea, especially if you're using a saw.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Let it dry first.
Right.
Okay, yeah, because it's water soluble. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, because
everything's good about it except the smell, right? Okay, let's see. Question: Augustine Machine asks, when cutting an arch shape, which to cut first, inner or outer corner?
Inner. Take the inner part out first, and then break the outer back the other way. Here's the thing, okay? When you're cutting that curve, if you're right or left-handed, it doesn't matter. But when you're breaking that outside curve, you always want the amount of pressure for its weakest point to be outside the curve rather than inside the curve, because its weakest point could go the other direction. But if you're pulling down away on the outside curve, if it's going to break to the left rather than to the right. If you're using your left hand. I don't know what hand you are, Augustine Machine, but yeah, that would be the answer to that. Yeah, cut the inside out first and then roll the outside away.
That's right. So if you have a question, just put it in the chat with a Q. And I'm sure you guys are getting ready for shows and everything this weekend. So good luck. I hope you have great sales. I hope the weather's great and you get new customers and have a fabulous day.
Texas Tom. Yeah, you're right too, Texas Tom. If you mess up the inside, you can always slide it to the outside.
That's the right
That's exactly
thing.
right.
That's exactly right.
Yes. The whole thing, you always have to be thinking about plan B if A doesn't go the right way. So.
Yes, so listen to these guys. Okay. So we got a little break here, Ed. Is
Yeah,
there
that's
anything else
awesome.
you wanted to share
Well,
tonight?
I had that. I think we're all good on the. I did tell you we have our lead nippers are back in inventory and our running pliers are back
We
in
have a
inventory.
sale right now. We have a sale on our website right now, 15% off until I believe it's the 24th of November.
And that includes tools too.
off. Make sure you put the code in there. You guys that have ordered from us in the past should have got a sale flyer. If you haven't ordered from us in the past, you're going to be getting one for the Black Friday sale. So look for that. It'll be a one-day Black Friday, 15% off for everybody, even if you haven't bought from us before. So
Sure, Ed.
what?
I'll put that piece away for you.
Okay.
Just a 12 by 12. That piece that I just showed you. You good? All right. That's a.
Okay, Loka, has a question.
Uh-huh.
When you clean with baking soda, do you brush it on or use a cloth?
I use a cloth and wash it like a wash rag, and wash it really well. Rinse it off, and then
You're good to
patina
go.
it. You're good to go.
Pauline, I'm a little late, but Pauline is.
But you're here, Pauline.
You'll have to watch the rerun, Pauline. That's okay if you're late.
I'll set this
Anyone
aside
that's
for you.
late, it's okay. Just watch the rerun. We don't mind. We don't mind. We were running late tonight ourselves. I just could not.
Well, we've been. Here's the thing, y'all, and we're very. I am not complaining. We are so busy that it's a good thing.
Yeah, we're really busy, and you'll see in the video that's coming up. It opens up with Ed doing his thing in the glass studio, and then
Well, what Ed would do.
What Ed would do. He's doing what Ed would do, and then he's opened some packages from Sunshine, which they were beautiful pieces of glass, and then we go right into the glass blowing, where our glass team we make a simple glass bowl. It takes about 6 minutes. And we take you all the way through the steps, so it's
And there are the people
cute.
that in the video that we're talking to that you don't see. They're actually, the bleachers are full of people behind the glass blowing studio. So
I don't know if that's the film from when Jen was there or not, but did we
I
make
think-
the
I
white
think it
bowl
is.
when Jen was there?
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay,
We did.
It's the
Jen-
video from Jen when from you were here, and we did the glass demo.
that we made the white bowl on.
Yeah, so you get to see that white bowl. I don't think you've seen it yet.
You saw it while it was hot, I think.
You saw
Jill.
it when it was hot, but you didn't see it finished.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's good, Shazray. I love it, and I had no idea that I do that either. But anyway, it's pretty cool, I think. Though.
Yeah, it is. Make sure you put down all the numbers. I did on the video, Pauline. I'm one step ahead of you this time.
Yeah, we put them all down.
I
all
asked him what the numbers were. Sometimes we don't put the numbers down. Then
Sometimes we don't have the number. We just buy the sheet
that's
because we
right,
like
sometimes.
it. Yeah, it's like
Try to keep up with the numbers. We found a whole box under a table in the stained
No
glass
numbers.
studio. No, it was a whole box of Wismac samples.
oh, samples. That's
that
right.
won't even fit in the sample box.
Right. Those are samples that I've gotten from Sunshine over the years to match up glass that I've needed. So.
All the new samples.
Yeah.
So.
And you guys keep in mind too, if you're looking for a specific texture, Wismac has like 12 different textures.
Yeah.
12 different textures that they offer in all of their cathedral glasses. I mean, think about that.
Think about that. And you know where you can find that?
Right there at Sunshine Glassworks, because why? They sponsor the ARTyRV Glass Studio channel, and if you can help make some sales for them, because they've got what you need, and Sunshine, we appreciate everything you do for the ARTyRV channel.
And those of you that don't live near Wismac, as some of you, our viewers do, they're a drive away.
Yeah.
Order from Sunshine. They got all those wonderful colors that Ed works with. And
Yeah, so in the
and you
video,
can just ask him, hey, I need that blue that Ed got.
yeah, and what
What
blue
Ed
would that
said.
be? What Ed said.
So
That's what Ed said.
Ed said color was really good.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about Wismac glass, y'all. It's very forgiving and it cuts really easy. So if you're having a little bit of problems with, building your confidence up, and you're done cutting window glass, switch to Wisma, and they'll help. That glass itself will build your confidence for you.
Texas Tom said he talked to Sean the other day, and he was very helpful. Isn't he a great guy? We just
like
love
Sean,
him.
yeah, and I'm glad that they helped
We've known
out.
them forever, and he's really great.
So if you guys do give them a shout out at Sunshine, just checking in on something, ordering a sample piece of glass for something, anything like that, please let them know that you watch the ARTyRV channel, because that just lets them know that, yes, we're reaching you and you guys are reaching out to them. And we appreciate it very much.
Yeah, and so if you have a question, just put it in the chat. We'll be happy to answer. And do you have anything you want to share? December 2nd is our parking lot. Our pop-up glass gallery, December 2nd, 10 to 4. If you live in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, come on up. You can stay in Myrtle Beach. You can stay at Conway. We've got a great little Christmas town. We have a great Halloween town, and we turn into a beautiful Christmas town. Overnight.
Way crazy.
Lots of lights. You can walk around. Lots of places to eat.
Our light festival will be open on Saturday after Thanksgiving.
That's right. So,
and a lot of the drive-through light festivals here along the beach. So make a plan, come to the beach, come see Barb and I for the holidays, and check out our parking lot sale and our new ornaments.
Pop-up glass galleries, 10 to 2, December 2nd, and you'll get to see all the new ornaments in person.
And our online store for the ornaments is available to you guys. You can check out our new ornaments online. And right now we're shipping in as little as 3 days. So we're in good shape for the holidays.
I'm looking for questions. We've got 9 more minutes.
And don't forget, we have a premiere coming up at 8:02.
Okay,
yeah, so Barb, we're working on the cast net window. We've started pulling the glass out for the wave window. And we just framed the other window today.
What other window?
The clear textured window.
Oh yeah, the clear textured window.
So we're busy. These windows that we're finishing up now are due at Christmas time. So we're trying to get them out early so we can get our repairs done too. We have lots of repairs to do. Yeah, and Barbara wants to get her solder window done.
Yeah, you know what?
I know it, hon.
Stop moving me around.
No, you're okay. I haven't moved you yet. I got half the table. Yeah, Barbara had to move herself.
I had to move all my stuff again. So
we had a party in here Saturday. Yeah, so we had to move everything around.
75 ornaments to pack over the last week, so it works. It works itself.
And we shipped out 6 packages Friday.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Hey Dad, I'm working on the project that I need to mix up some glass pigment to look like real, hey Ed, I think it says, to look like real flesh. Can you help?
I don't know what the part numbers are, but I have the paints because we used them on the Carolina Wren bird, their flesh tones. For his feathers, the brown feathers. I don't know what it is.
We'll have to look at it.
I'll have to look at it, Texas Tom, and see what colors it was. So we mixed 2 together.
Shoot us an email, Texas Tom, and we'll see if we can figure that out for you. You know how to get in touch with us. Okay, ARTyRV trip to all the glassmakers live. Yeah, that would be cool, right?
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Julie, we'll show these windows as we're fabricating them, because you'll see as we go right now in the premiere coming up, you'll see this phase 2 window with the cast net guy. We're calling him the cast net window. We'll be showing all of it, and we'll show the installation just like we did on these other windows. So.
Yeah, Julie wants to know if we show the windows as we work on them. Yes, we do, Julie. We're doing videos again as we work. Yes, as we finish.
So you guys make sure you send your windows in for the viewer showcase. That's on the first Monday of every month.
December's coming up.
And December's coming up. So that'll be December the 4th. It'll be the viewer showcase. But most of you will be in the parking lot buying Christmas ornaments on December the 2nd. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, so you send a good photo with a brief description to viewershowcase@gmail.com.
It's pretty simple. Barbara gets it right away as soon as she gets it, and then we load it up and get it put into the computer so we can share it with all of our viewers on Monday night. But then, you know what? If you just want to go in and show your family some window that you had on Viewer Showcase internationally, just go to our website and watch the rerun. You can show them your windows. Or go to the podcast.
Bonnie wants to know if we have a program that we use to help enlarge patterns for projects. Yes, Rapid Resizer.
Yeah, that's one of the programs.
You can work in Procreate first and do your drawing, or you can just upload your drawing right to Rapid Resizer, and you can print out any size you want. Very easy.
Yeah, so the Rapid Resizer program works. The Procreate works really well. And so those are two things that you can use. You can also use an overhead projector. A lot of different ways that you can enlarge your panels. So
Shaz Ray got a book on decorative soldering for eBay for $1.25.
good for you, girl, because you got it $99 cheaper than it should have been.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That book's $100 on Amazon. Holy cow.
Good for you, Shaz Ray. Okay.
Guard it with your life.
Carol R. Sunshine Glass website, kind of difficult to interact with. Call them. And ask them if they have any suggestions. I can't help you there. But remember, they're always a phone call away. But if you find it difficult, just share that with them, because I'm sure that they'd like to know that. Shaz Ray says it's 150 now.
Wow.
Well, I'll just leave that in my will to somebody, I guess. Okay, guys, we got 4 more minutes. If you have any questions, Carol's, sometimes it takes a while for people. They've got a huge inventory, and I can imagine taking that inventory and changing their website is a huge undertaking.
Yeah. Well, they have 1,500 different colors of glass.
So,
which means they must have, their warehouse must be 30 or 40,000 square feet. So
I don't know what the management of that would be. I have no idea what the management of a website
or who their
IT
person is either.
So just ask them if they can give you some insight for the easiest way to navigate. And they're very helpful. Okay.
And they're very knowledgeable. That's the thing. They're knowledgeable.
If you have a question, leave it in the chat. We'll be happy to answer. We got 3 more minutes.
And Miss Mary says she's going for a milkshake tonight.
I'm not getting a milkshake tonight.
What are you getting?
I'm getting an ice cream sundae.
Wow.
I think.
Okay.
I think so. I've been thinking about it all day. Mary's wanting ice cream.
I don't know. She wants a pup cup.
A pup cup.
She wants a pup cup.
Pup cups are too expensive.
I know. Come on up here. Come on.
Oh, it was part of a 17-book lot on eBay. You lucky girl.
Way to go. That was awesome, Chad, right? Good
That
deal.
was awesome. Yeah, you guys, keep your eyes open for those deals.
Yeah, because there's Mary, she's getting her belly rubbed. That's what she wanted. That's all she wanted.
Okay.
Hey, I think I'm talking to the wrong end here, Mary.
Okay, if you want to be in the viewer showcase, send a picture with a brief description
of your
to
work.
viewershowcase@gmail.com. You can send the photo and everything. And remember the pop-up galleries, December 2nd.
Ed Forsman's coming in next week to pick up a piece of cranberry iridescent.
Watch our video and comment.
Yeah, and give us some feedback on the video.
Is that the right time?
See how you like it.
7:58.
It's 7:58, and it's a 7:58.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me check my.
Let's just double check and make sure because
it's 7:59.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
So don't forget, we gave you all Les. Wismac does have the sample sets. So you just give Sunshine a call and they'll ship one out to you. I think right now they're about just a little over $100, but you will love yourself once you get a sample box, I promise you.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you, Ray, for all your help. We love you guys.
You got 2 minutes. Enjoy the video, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the video. We're going to jump on over and we'll
Check
be
it
there
out.
in 2 minutes.
And I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters. Thank you guys. Good night.
So
See you
much.
Monday.
And I'm not going yet. I'm trying
We're
to get
not
my
going
mouse
anywhere.
to move. My mouse won't move. Okay, here we go. I got to thank you guys. I got to thank my members.